I am not for 1 second trying to assert that predicting this game is easy. San Francisco 49ers at Dallas Cowboys Sunday at AT&T Stadium. We'll be there, of course, as we are at the Star here right now, and we appreciate you being with us. Here's the easy part. This physical baloney. Physical team versus finesse team. One team plays bully ball and the other team doesn't play bully ball. I challenge you to sit down in a room and have a beer with Zach Martin or Tyron Smith or Micah Parsons or Tank Lawrence and tell them that they don't play bully ball. It's the most preposterous theme of this entire wild card weekend, and there's a lot of preposterous themes, especially as they relate to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not a weaker team. They're not a physically weaker team. They're not ballerinas. Some of this is mythology that goes back to NFL films in the 1970s, where we decided that the Raiders were rebels and the Steelers were like coal miners and the Cowboys were like Hollywood. And NFL films painted those pictures, good guys, bad guys. That's how you tell a story. And what came of it, of course, was decade after decade after decade now of believing that the Cowboys are the pretty boys, that the Steelers are the guys that don't have any teeth, that the Raiders are a motorcycle gang. And if you really take a look at how this NFL works, especially in an era of free agency and salary cap, guys who played for the Raiders also play for the Steelers, and they get traded to the Cowboys. Guys that were drafted by the Cowboys ended up with the Chiefs, and then they end up in Buffalo, and they're the same guy. There are certainly certain styles of play. There's no question about that. There are guys who are dirty players. There are guys who get by on speed. But the Chiefs are a team, I think, that some would say on offense is a finesse team. No, they're a speed team. The Cowboys, traditionally, they have the prettiest uniforms, and the Steelers have mean uniforms, and the Raiders have mean uniforms. So the Cowboys must be pretty, and the Steelers and the Raiders must be mean. I don't know how the 49ers suddenly got the reputation as being bully boys, because the 49ers are on the side of the ledger with the Cowboys. They're legendary players that people identify with are Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and Steve Young, who were pretty boys as opposed to being bully boys by reputation. Again, they were slider build, they were skill position guys and all that. Those were the stars of the team, and therefore people took on this idea that that is the reputation of the entire team, that all 53 guys are all that way. With the Dallas Cowboys, all 53 guys must be slight of build and pretty boys because, well, Tony Dorsett was a really good-looking guy. That has nothing to do with the other 52 guys on the roster. Roger Staubach was a person of faith. Therefore, the Cowboys are different than some other team, forgetting, of course, that the guys on the other team also had persons of faith on their roster, also had bad apples on their roster, also had mean guys on their roster, also had tough guys on their roster. In fact, every single guy is a tough guy. And that goes for this particular game too, Cowboys versus 49ers. There is no one team that has a more bullying style than the other. As Tank Lawrence said at the end of the week, what the 49ers like to do on offense is set the edge with their tackles and with the running game. What the Cowboys like to do with their defense is control the edge with their defensive ends and with Micah Parsons. Both aspects of football, offense and defense, are physical. It's the same thing with the 49er defense versus the Dallas offense. Is Nick Bosa a physical player? Yes, but he's also a very skilled, athletic, fast, and graceful player. Why don't we portray him as a ballerina? I don't know. Meanwhile, the Cowboy offense has established that it can be explosive against you, but it can also grind you out. And its quarterback can grind you out, and Ezekiel Elliott can grind you out. I don't think anybody would fairly say that Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, that they aren't tough guys. Everybody that's playing on Sunday at 3:30 here in North Texas at AT&T Stadium will be a tough guy. The team that comes across looking like it's playing bully ball will be the team that gets ahead 14-0, because then all of a sudden they'll be a little more grindy on offense, and on defense they can pin their ears back and come at you a little bit more and be more assertive, if you will, defensively. But that has nothing to do with the wind is a radar, or the Steelers are a reflection of their tough town, or that's all baloney. The Packers are a reflection of. The players that play for the Green Bay Packers don't even live there in the offseason. They have no particular affiliation with Green Bay or Wisconsin or with cheese or with anything else. It's NFL Films that's telling us that, and it's really foolish now that the national media, 40 years later, is still pitching the same thing. This is not physical versus finesse. This is a really good physical, gifted Cowboy team against a really good physical, gifted 49er team, and only after one of them wins, well, then we'd be able to try to say, and it'll still be wrong, boy, that team was more physical than this team. And the odds makers say that the more physical team, the more gifted team, the more skilled team, the faster team, the better team is the Dallas Cowboys. With the Cowboys in Frisco at the Star, Fish.